So, let's talk about AI. Every single organization out there, whether it's a small business or a public agency, is trying to answer the same huge question. How do we tap into the incredible power of AI without getting completely tangled up in all the risks and regulations? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down today.
You see the massive opportunity AI brings, it's a total game changer. But then you see all the scary headlines, right? Compliance disasters, data breaches, big strategic bets that just go wrong. It really feels like you're walking a high-stakes tightrope, doesn't it?
And honestly, that's the core challenge. AI promises to revolutionize everything, but the path to get there can feel, well, super foggy. So innovation just grinds to a halt before it even has a chance to start. The big question is, how do we cut through that fog and find a clear path forward?
What if I told you there was a structured way to do just that? The key isn't some magic bullet. It's a holistic approach, one that breaks this really complex journey down into 4 solid foundational pillars.
Okay, so let's look at this framework. It all flows in a really logical way. You have to start with strategy, so you know exactly where you're going and why. Then you build the right culture, making sure your people are actually ready for this massive change. After that, you bring in the expert leadership to guide the way. And only then, once all that's in place, do you get to the nuts and bolts of implementation. You see? This sequence, it's the backbone of a truly confident AI journey.
So, that's the theory. Let's dig in and see how these pillars actually work in the real world.
First things first, strategy and governance. Think of this as your blueprint. Before you do anything else, you have to methodically assess your risks, figure out exactly who owns what, and build crystal clear policies. Seriously, without this, you could build the most amazing AI tool, only to have your legal team shut it down on day one because it violates some new privacy law. That's why having a compliance roadmap before you even think about code is absolutely crucial.
So once your strategy is solid, you've got to focus on culture. Because let's be real, a brilliant piece of technology is totally useless if people don't get it, or worse, don't trust it. Imagine rolling out some powerful new AI tool that nobody on your team knows how to use. It just becomes expensive shelfware, right? This pillar is all about the human side, training, workshops, and just supporting people through this huge shift.
Now, this next one is a really interesting idea: fractional AI leadership. Look, most organizations don't have a chief AI officer on staff just yet. So think of this as having an expert on demand. It's an interim leader who can steer the strategy, get all the departments talking to each other, and manage your tech vendors. It's that top-tier expert guidance, but right when you need it, without the full-time commitment.
And finally, we get to the fun part, implementation. This is where the rubber meets the road and plans turn into reality. We're talking about the hands-on work of coordinating all the different projects, making sure you're getting the best deals from vendors, and constantly monitoring performance to make sure you're getting real, measurable results that line up with that strategy you built in Pillar 1.
But wait, what holds all 4 of these pillars up? You can have the best strategy and tech in the world, but there's one thing that underpins the entire structure. And that bedrock is a non-negotiable foundation of trust and total regulatory compliance. It's actually pretty simple. If your customers, your citizens, or even your own employees don't trust what you're doing, any AI initiative you launch is pretty much doomed from the start. And where does that trust come from? It's built directly on your absolute commitment to being fully compliant.
And we're not talking about some vague idea of doing the right thing. We're talking about deep expertise in very specific, very complex frameworks. You've got the massive EU AI Act, which is setting the rules for the entire continent. You have technical standards like ISO for your management systems. And of course, you have national-level laws like the ones in Switzerland. You have to know this landscape inside out. There's no winging it.
This quote right here really nails the balancing act perfectly. It's not about choosing compliance or results. The real goal is to respect every single regulatory requirement while you're pushing ahead to get all those incredible benefits AI can deliver. It's all about being both compliant and competitive.
So, when you bring all these pieces together, the 4 pillars and that bedrock of compliance, what you actually get? What's the end result?
Here's the big takeaway. A structured approach like this completely transforms the AI journey. It takes you from a place of uncertainty and anxiety to a place of confidence. It turns paralysis into real innovation, and it shifts risk into a fully compliant strategic advantage.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. As you look at your own organization, your own team, Is your approach to artificial intelligence built on a foundation of real, structured confidence?